holds a special sitting to vote on a motion seeking to remove him as Deputy Speaker. Kindiki's ouster bid was occasioned by a failure to attend a Senate parliamentary group meeting convened by President Uhuru Kenyatta at State House. Senators Kipchumba Murkomen and Susan Kihika have already lost their powerful positions in the House. Let's now join KTN News' Jeff Kirui with the very latest. Jeff, what time is the vote?
Well, very good afternoon, Michelle. Indeed, in the next 1.5 hours or so, there will be that special sitting at the Senate chambers to consider a motion moved by the majority whip Irungu Kangata to oust the Deputy Speaker of the Senate, Professor Kithure Kindiki. And as right now, some senators have actually made their way to the Parliament buildings, and I'll be joined in a few by Makueni Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. And I've been informed that there was a meeting a few minutes ago that ended at Pan-Africa Hotel, and perhaps he is going to tell us whether that meeting was also to talk about the fate and take a position on this ouster move. Welcome to KTN News, Mheshimiwa. What exactly was this meeting all about at Pan-Africa?
We were having lunch actually and sort of agreed on how we will conduct our business today. How the motion will be moved, etc., etc. So that's just the formalities of the motion, and just to encourage one another to have some sense of brotherhood and sisterhood, and possibly for the first time, for the first time since I was elected in 2013, to have a supermajority of senators sitting in one room to discuss things that concern the Senate.
But of course, there is that motion was signed by 22 from the NASA side. Have you taken a position on exactly whether you're supporting this motion or it's something you're going to consider the floor of the House?
The position has already been taken. It's only a question of voting, and we will most likely, from our side, have 26 members supporting the motion at the time of voting. We have mobilized as many people as possible. They will be in the House, some will be seated at the far end, but we want to make this as quick as possible so that we can get into other business of the Senate, yes.
So essentially that means Professor Kithure Kindiki's goose is cooked?
Well, I'm not supposed to anticipate debate. You asked me about numbers. But what I'm simply saying is that the mover of the motion has mobilized enough numbers to support his motion as per the Constitution.
Well, and now, of course, there is now that position which will remain vacant in the event that Professor Kindiki is ousted. Yes. Is it a position that NASA is considering to take up as well?
I'm not aware of any discussions about NASA taking up that position. But should the need arise in line with the new working arrangement between ourselves and the majority side, NASA will be more than willing to offer candidates, because we have good people here who can sit in that position. But ideally, I think the first priority should be given to the majority coalition to offer a candidate.
Well, and of course, talking about the issues to deal with numbers, we know there was a directive by the Ministry of Health that a maximum of 28 senators will be at the chambers at a particular time. Yes. Now, how is it going to be made possible so that the rest can actually vote during that special sitting?
Nothing has changed. There will be only 28 senators in chamber. The rest of the senators will be seated across the dining hall in the new wing of the Senate. And anybody who either wants to contribute will notify the Sergeant-at-Arms, and they'll be given an opportunity to walk into chamber and give their contribution. At the time of voting, a similar case will happen. You will walk from outside, vote and leave. So we have complied with the guidelines. It would have been our wish, the rest of us, and particularly from the Senate Business Committee, if the National Assembly chamber was available, because we would accommodate everybody. But it was not available. So we have to make do with what we have. Yes.
Well, Michelle, there has been Makueni Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. giving us the details of how the process actually will take place today at 2:30. A number of senators have actually made their way here, and we're expecting that special sitting to kick off in the next 1.5 hours. And of course, that will be considering that motion tabled by Muranga Senator Irungu Kangata to oust Professor Kithure Kindiki from his position as the Deputy Speaker of the Senate. And one of the main reasons given by the majority whip is that the party does not have faith in his leadership anymore. And that has also been fueled by the fact that he did not attend the State House Parliamentary Group, Senate's Parliamentary Group meeting, which was held at State House last week on Monday. And there was another directive by the majority whip to all the senators from Jubilee side, directing them that they must attend this special sitting and that they must vote in line with the party position. And the party position in that case is that Professor Kithure Kindiki must be removed from that position as the deputy speaker. And they have been told categorically that they should attend that special sitting and vote in favor of removing Professor Kithure Kindiki. Michelle.
Many thanks, Jeff Kirui there, telling us that vote is likely to kick off in the next 1.5 hours. You stay tuned to KTN News as we give you the whole story on that.